That's the world champion. How come I'm so far behind? So I went and talked to him. I said, give me 3 years time, I'm gonna beat you.
You go and challenge him.
I go and challenge him. So things like that I want to do, but too bad. With great power come great responsibility.
You got the spider.
Yeah.
Okay, today we welcome world's #1 tower runner Soh Wai Ching to kanyinstudio. Hi Wai Ching, thank you for visiting and making time to share with us your journey thus far.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me.
Okay, so let's kickstart the interview right away. Okay, so
Sure.
Can you please tell us your latest race and achievement? How was the experience?
Latest race for me will be on this 11 June in this Fight for Air Climb, New York City,
Wow.
at One Penn Plaza in New York. 55 floors, 1,210 steps. I finished in 5 minutes-ish. I won the first place. I broke the 9 years record. Previously, I think the record was about 6 minutes plus. So I broke it to 5. So huge margin.
Huge margin,
Yeah,
1
huge gap.
minute.
Yeah, 1 minute 30 seconds. About the difference between the previous record holder and now. So I broke a record. I broke the course record. Now I'm back in Malaysia. Want to build the sport.
So average is like 1 minute 10 floors.
Yes, 1 minute 10 floor. Yeah, like 6 seconds or 5 point some second per floor.
I see. So now basically you are based in Malaysia.
Yes.
Back again in Malaysia.
Yes.
And you will continue to train here.
Yes.
This will be your base.
Yeah, after 1 year in Dubai, now finally come back
I
and
see.
build the sport here.
Okay. So we understand that you are a self-financed tower runner.
Yes.
But being tower running is like such a niche sport.
Yep.
It's not very common. I mean, maybe
Correct.
it's getting common now, but
Yep.
not that common like
Yep.
jogging or whatever.
Yep.
So can you walk us through your journey? How it all began? Why this sport especially?
So let me give a brief introduction about the sport. Tower running sport is a sport whereby we have to run up the staircase of the skyscrapers, buildings or towers. Towers will be like KL Tower, and then the telecommunication tower like Beijing Central, the CCTV tower. And buildings wise will be the office buildings like Shanghai Tower or hotels. Those are buildings. So they have two categories, either buildings or towers, but both the same. We're going to run up the staircase of that particular building and reach the finishing line, and that is a competition. So most of the time, we are being flagged off individually, unlike the road running competition or marathon competitions. Everyone run at the same time together. So the first one who cross the finishing line will be declared as a winner. Straightforward, you can see who crossed the line, you know who's the winner. But for tower running, the difference is we being flagged off individually because you know the staircase is very narrow. It's not possible to flag off like 1,000 people go into the stairs together at the same time. So that will be very dangerous. So most of the time will be individually with a time gap difference of 15 seconds, 30 seconds or 5 seconds. Depends on the competitiveness, whether it's elite, competitive or non-competitive. That's how we do it in Malaysia, whereby the elites will have like a 15 seconds gap, 1-5, between the first, second, third, fourth, follow according to their world ranking or their performance. Then the competitive level will have like a 5-second gap between each. And then the normal will be the open or non-competitive category will be 5 seconds each as well. So that's how we do it. And the reason why I love tower running sport is because we are running at our own pace. We were being flagged individually. So when you run up throughout the running up the stairs, that kind of duration, the part, it's all about you. It's like you have no idea where you are ranked at that point of time, whether you are leading ahead of the others or whether you are behind. Because you have a 15-second gap, so it's not possible for you to see.
Really,
how
it's not
far.
possible.
You might know that someone. You won't see someone behind you or approaching. If it's someone approaching you, that means you are not doing good because that guy closing the gap. So the best thing is normally I'm the first one running up the stairs because my world ranking now is #1. So usually they flag off accordingly.
Okay.
So world #1 will go first, then world #2, then world #3, then world #4.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I
so
know
then the world #1 go in first, then hopefully see no one. If you see someone, that means you are not doing good. The first, second guy close the gap like a 15 seconds. So if you see no one, then you continue to go. But at the same time, you have no idea what's happening behind. Whether the world #3 close down to the second runner, you have no idea because you cannot see. You can only keep on pushing, giving your best and finish. And to give your best until you empty all your tank and make sure you just collapse in the finishing line. Then only you know you give your best. Then only we compare the time to see who's the fastest.
I see.
So it's not, this sport is, I love this sport because you don't get disturbed by the others. You focus on your own effort, you know your capability, and you run according to your effort level. Make sure you always give at like 90% effort. Towards the last 10th floor, you push all the way until the end, and then you literally collapse. That is the intensity we all want. Like, we all hope we can turn on the turbo button and finish.
I mean, like when you are arriving at the last 10
last
floors
10
like
floor
that,
or last 5 floor.
Like that.
Yeah, depends on individual preference. Like for me, it would be last 10.
So usually, you hit the turbo button
at the
towards the
last 10, yeah.
Wow.
So to make sure you empty out whatever you have. We don't want you to cross the finishing line and you can still stand and laugh and smile. That means you're not giving your best.
Wow.
Same goes to our life. Whatever things you do in life, no matter what industry, what kind of field you are doing, you just have to give your best with that condition, with that at that current point of time, on what resources you have, you just have to give your best. So you leave no regrets.
I see.
Yeah, so that I don't want down in 10 years time, I will look back, I didn't do well on this, I didn't do well on that. So I make sure I give in everything.
I see.
Then only you you will be able to accept that kind of situation, that's it. That's the best I can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when was your first brush with
Tower running.
Tower running?
Back in 2014. I started running 2012 to be exact. Like in the marathon. Not marathon, like 5 km, 10 km.
So you started
marathon.
with marathon first?
Not marathon, because marathon is a 42-kilometer distance. So usually we don't do marathon. I mean, for me, I don't even run a marathon yet, because that distance is 42 kilometers. I only do half marathon or maximum 30 kilometers, and I do 5k, 10k regularly. 5 km, 10 km. So I started off with that, and then progressively, my friend sort of asked me to join the KL Tower-thon back in 2014. So I joined, and I find it not so fun, because at that time I'm not as fit as right now. I mean, at that point of time, my 5k, my 10k time is like 39 minutes, 10 kilometers. So it's not as good. Then I took part in that without a lot of preparation. I just run, I just do it, and I achieved my target. I set like a top 50, so I got 48, not bad. But then I don't enjoy running up the stairs at that point of time.
That was your first race?
That was my first race. And then I continued back to running, because I still love running. So I continued to see how far I can improve. Then back in 2017, whereby my 10k time is 33 minutes. I improved 6 minutes from 2014 to 2017. And then my friend asked me again to join the KL Tower-thon. Then I said, why not? Let's do it.
That would be your second
second tower run.
Okay.
At that point of time, I studied sports science in University of Malaya. So I applied what I have learned from my degree. I wrote my own training program, and this time I prepared for the KL Tower-thon. Not unlike last time, I have no idea how to prepare. I just go and do it. Now with better preparation, 1 month, and I came back as a second overall from the competition, and I won the best Malaysian title.
Wow.
I lost to one Kenyan. A bit disappointed, but it's fine, because that is like my preparation wasn't as solid as a professional tower runner. I mean, there's no professional tower runner, I think. There is some, but not as professional as what I'm currently doing. So then that's my second tower run, and that kickstart my journey into tower running sport. Because I won some prizes from the KL Tower-thon. I won like 5,000 ringgit in total. I used that prize money to fund myself to travel overseas to Beijing, to Shanghai, to Osaka, and to Hong Kong in the same year for competition. Because I'm a very competitive person. I know that I'm now the champion for Malaysia, like best Malaysian, because I won the KL Tower as a best Malaysian. So I know I'm the best in Malaysia. Why not challenge the world to see how far, whether I'm able to beat them or whether I'm behind them. I have no idea how strong this world-class tower runner. And the day before the KL Tower-thon in 2017, I went and searched online, about these tower running competitions overseas, whether there is all these kind of tower running events around the world. Then I came out, there's one in Beijing, there's one in Osaka, there's one in Hong Kong. Hey, why not? Let's do it. I told myself that day before the competition, I said, if I win some prizes, I'm gonna use the prizes and fund myself to travel and compete to see where I rank with this world-class runner. So then I went to Beijing, I went Osaka, I went Hong Kong. So I did the first competition, international competition, my first international tower running competition in Beijing, 2017, August 26. So I met world number 1, world champion in Beijing. So honored to meet him. Everyone tell me that, oh, this guy is the best. You have to learn from him. So approach him, talk to him. Hey, hi, Piotr. My name is Wai Ching. So he's from Poland. He has been world number 1 for 6-7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so he is the guy. He's the benchmark for me to hit. So then I didn't know how strong he is until I raced with him on that particular race. I got 5th place. Out of 9 elites, I got number 5. I'm in the middle. I'm like 1 minute 39 seconds behind him, which is almost 100 seconds. And then I'm like kind of see myself, wow, I'm like so far behind, being the best Malaysian, and that's the world number 1, that's the world champion. How come I'm so far behind? So I went and talked to him. I said, give me 3 years time, I'm gonna beat you.
You go and challenge him.
I go and challenge him. Because I'm that kind of people that I want to, when I got into something, for example running or playing chess, now into tower running, I want to see how far I can actually go. Where is my maximum potential, like my full potential, how far I can actually go. So then I challenged him. He told me that time, he was like laughing like, who is this guy, like first time seeing me, who is this guy from Malaysia, want to challenge me, that he is like a world number 1 for many years. So I told you before. Then he said if I beat him in 3 years time, he's gonna retire. He told me that. So then fast forward 3 years later, back in Dubai, February 2020, 1st February, that right before the pandemic, a month before the pandemic in 2020, that will be like 2.5 years after we met, from August in Beijing 2017 until now, until February. So I met him in Dubai again for competitions, and throughout these 2.5 years, we have raced 21 competitions. I faced him many times. We traveled, we met each other, Taipei, New York, a whole world, China. So then he beat me all the time, 20 times. I beat him just one time in Dubai.
Okay.
I finally beat him that one time by just 2 seconds. Oh. He always beat me by more than 30 seconds and 1 minute extra and all that. I actually don't, I beat him by 2 seconds. He felt so disappointed with himself. It's like he never think of the possibility that I will beat him one day, like within 3 years. So then he remembered what he told me 3 years ago. He told me, Wai Ching, I need to retire. I was like, no, this is just the beginning, more to come. Then pandemic hits, so then we haven't competed until now. He's a nice guy. I always set him as a benchmark. Whenever I got a chance to race with him, I see how far I'm behind, whether I'm catching up. So from that 3 years, he's always here. All the time his performance is stagnant. I'm the one catching up.
You're closing up the gap now.
I'm closing up the gap, and I eventually beat him. So now he have to be careful when I'm there.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm a threat now to him. Last time never, now yes.
Oh,
yeah.
So back then you were trapped in Dubai, right?
To be honest, I chose to base myself in Dubai because last year, Malaysia, we have this kind of mandatory quarantine for 2 weeks whenever you're coming in.
Yes.
So I see myself when the world starting to open up, restrictions are, removing. So more and more competitions are back, especially in Germany, in US, in UK, because they lifted first than us. So then I see the competition there. Why not go and take part? So therefore, then I look and see where's the best place for me to base myself.
Oh, I see.
So that I won't need to go through the 2 weeks quarantine.
I see.
That 2 weeks is gonna affect us as an athlete. Like imagine you finish a competition, you come back, you have to fully rest for 2 weeks, not doing anything. So it's like a very painful experience for us. So we don't want to go through all this kind of nonsense. So therefore, I chose Dubai because I have friends in Dubai. They're able to host me. So then I stay with friends, and I met up with lots of Malaysians in Dubai. So to listen to their story, how they ended up in Dubai. So they helped me a lot because they know being an athlete in Malaysia is not that easy, especially you are doing tower running sport where nobody knows about the sport. So they know that I'm like a world number 1, so they will help me out a lot. Yeah, so I stay with a Malay family, I stay with Malaysian Indian family, I stay with Malaysian Chinese family in Dubai. So all the Malaysians overseas in US, in Dubai, everywhere around the world. They are so kind and warm. Whenever they hear me coming, it's like, let's have a dinner, let's have a lunch.
So actually, they invite you to
me
stay with them.
To be honest, I went to Facebook and I searched Malaysian in Dubai, Malaysian in Dallas, Malaysia in New York, Malaysia in Houston.
That's good, actually.
That's how I went to all this group and I write a statement. Okay, I will be here for taking part this competition at what date, at what time, how long I'll be here at this place. Then someone see it. They all join this kind of Facebook group. So I have to thanks to all these social media platform. I'm able to connect to them and they welcome me.
Wow.
Yeah, so very warm, lots of nice story to share with audience, especially all these Malaysians abroad. They are so capable. They are so, they're representing Malaysia. They fly our flag high, even though they are in a foreign country, but they did so well. And they are willing to support any Malaysian coming into their place, especially students further study at their place. They will support them.
I see.
Always they have a gathering with them to help the student. The student might work part-time at a company, things like that. All these stories, I think we need to share. Yeah, really touching.
Yeah.
Like you know, I mean, Malaysian being here right now, I would say I don't not rarely to see it. Rarely, I mean, you see Malay, Chinese, Indian all mixed up together, eating together. In overseas, yes, it's happening. It's all there. They all met up, play badminton together. All the auntie in Dubai, I met them. I joined them badminton sometimes during my free time. So I met up with them. I had lunch with them, listened to their story, how their life going on there. So all these things is like, I hope that kind of Malaysia spirit happen here. Now it's a bit hard. I see everyone is like have their own thing. Yeah. So maybe because of the political issue, but we don't talk about politics because we all know. Yeah. Therefore, I hope sport truly can unite everyone.
It really.
The power of sport. I mean, especially you are represent. People know that we both came from Malaysia, so we all will help out each other, no matter what. Yeah.
Malaysians stick together when we are abroad, really.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Truly.
Yep.
So back to that, just now you mentioned about the 2 weeks quarantine, and then you must rest there. So suddenly I think of a question: do you ever rest? Take a 1 week off?
Yes, I do rest after a season. So for me, I have my competitions throughout the year. In a year, I have about 20 to 30 competitions. So then almost 52 weeks, I race half of it. Okay, sometimes back to back competitions. I set myself a break after a big event, like the one in New York. After 2 New York competitions, then I take a 1 week break completely off. Then only come back, do some running, cross training, and come back to stairs. So I did take a break. Yeah, only after important events because we don't want our body to get burned out, like doing the same thing repetitively. Especially I spend 2 to 3 hours in the staircase every day, and you see the same thing all the time. So it really burning your mental storage, all that. Like, you have to find a way to do other things then come back, do other things and come back. Therefore, I did lots of cross training. I did stairs all the day. Every day. Then I do cycling as well, do running as well, play board games, do different things.
When you talk about tower running, it's always running towards the top, right?
Yeah.
They don't have some things like you have to run down.
No, running down is very dangerous, to be honest. If you put it in a competition setting, people will do whatever they can to win the competition. So they will jump down the whole fight. Then it will be very dangerous.
True.
Yeah, so running up, it's not possible for you to jump up the whole thing. You have to still climb up. So it's very challenging, very high physically demanding sports and mentally as well.
I mean, like throughout all the races so far, I mean, what do you get from these races? The joy, can you describe it?
The joy to me in tower running sport, I love the structure of the events whereby individual flag off, so you don't really have to care about others. Whether others are running fast or slow is none of your problem. You have to focus on yourself. I learned about being patient. Like you cannot run fast from the start and then you can do that forever. No, it's not possible for you to run all the way for 80 floors, 100 floors. It's not possible. So you have to know your physical capability, and so you won't go out too fast, so you're able to maintain a high average pace all the way. You understand more about yourself. You know how to pace yourself well. With more competitions, you know that. You know exactly how to activate certain kind of muscles for you to use, how you sort of different kind of psychological method that you use into the competitions. Like you can dissociate yourself or you can associate yourself when you run up the stairs. Either you think about what you're gonna eat after that, like so you distract yourself. You think about what you're gonna do after the competition. I'm gonna celebrate, I'm gonna eat good food, I'm gonna hang out with friends, I'm gonna play badminton, I'm gonna play board games, things like that. So you won't feel the pain. That's what we call dissociate yourself. There's another one called associate. So it's like you focus in the now, in the current moment when you're climbing up the stairs. You see the step that when you're about to land. So you have that image in your mindset. Okay, my leg's gonna be here, my leg's gonna be here, my leg's gonna be here. Eventually, you will be there. Like you will not realize that time pass, whether fast or slow. Time doesn't exist at that point of time. You are into the zone.
I see.
Then you will be able to reach the finishing line just like that. Or you can listen to podcasts that also dissociate yourself. You think about what's the author gonna say. So you listen to it without thinking about what you're gonna do. Let it autopilot mode. So many things you can do. Throughout running up the stairs, you can do even meditations. Like at one point, that building in Dubai, when I climbed the stairs, it's an 86 stories building, 86th floor. It's one of the highest residence building there. I climbed many times, like 6-7 times a day, which is 500 to 600 floor. At one point, not now, from now on, I can technically close my eye and I can still climb the entire thing. So up to a stage, I try to reduce my senses. Like we all have touch, hear, smell, taste, sight, vision. So when you close your sense, like close the vision sense, then you'll be able to have more neural sort of energy focus on your legs, so you can recruit more muscle fiber and you can contract, you can exert more force, and you climb stairs. The stairs will be easier for you to climb, and then you can feel different kind of muscle that you're going to engage with different climbing methods. You can engage different part of muscle. So, and then I can close my eye and my focus on my breathing. When I climb the stairs, I can close my eye. I know exactly how many steps. I know exactly how tall the step height. So I can visualize the whole structure in my brain, so that I can climb it subconsciously. Yeah, so that is like a next stage when you are into something you do. For example, you are writing your own biography. When you write, you think and you write, everything is just subconsciously. You are into the zone, so you don't feel like 5 hours already passed. I believe everyone gone through this kind of stage. When you do something and you put in all the effort, focus on that.
Time just flies.
You don't really care about what message all coming in, email. You don't really see it. You get so absorbed into that. So that kind of thing we can apply into the sport.
Wow.
So many things we learn in sports, not just competitive like running up, how to pace yourself and all that, but at the same time you have lots of opportunity to meet up with lots of people. So when I climb up the stairs, I met the cleaner, I talked to the cleaner, hey, how are you doing, all that. So they all see me every time pass by them. In the lift, I met the cleaner, hey, they say, oh, why are you climbing the stairs? Then I get them to join me. So get to understand them, hey, how they do all this kind of stuff. And then throughout the competition, I met up with lots of Malaysians. So I listened to their stories, they share with me, what should I do next? How am I going to make progress? If I want to stay in Dubai, what are the things to do? How am I going to go and meet people, get sponsorship, all that? So they show me, okay, where to go, all this kind of exhibition. I should join the exhibition so I can meet more people. So I always take a lot of opportunity in Dubai. I joined a lot of international exhibition and I got to meet a lot of people around the world. Dubai is like an international hub. It's like a tourist. Their main income from tourist sector.
Yes.
So when I was there last year, September until this year, they have this Expo 2020. So it's a 6-month project. Every 5 years, one city get to host this Expo. It's a 5-year thing. So this Expo will get to invite all the country representatives come to that particular city, the host. Then they will set up their own pavilion or own bungalow, like they call pavilions. So every country have their own pavilion. Each pavilion will showcase their country's specialities, whether they are according to the theme. So for the Expo 2020, they have 3 main themes: sustainability, and then the opportunity and mobility. So every country, they allocate themselves what are their strengths. So then they can showcase the country's strength. What are the opportunity? Come to this country and do investment. They can attract more people to invest. So it's a very good event expo for me to be there after my training. I always go there as a recovery, go and meet people, talk to people. A lot of exciting journey.
You are really an extrovert. You like to meet people, you like to talk, you like sharing.
I shouldn't think of myself being just an athlete, but doing whatever I can to provide the value back to the community. Like I use a lot of my money to travel for competitions. I use up all the savings that I earn from maybe road running competition, maybe from working part-time. But I believe that the more you get the opportunity to travel overseas, you should do it, no matter what. Whenever there's an opportunity, go and do it. You have to open up your views. Don't just stuck it in Malaysia. At the place where you belong. Why not go and explore the whole world, different culture, different people.
Indeed,
So that's where you gain the most experience. And then 10 years down the time, you won't regret that decision you make. I don't really focus myself on making becoming a millionaire, billionaire. To me, is not what I want, and I hope not everybody's objective. The thing is, you can make money at any point of time of your life. You want to work. I want to work. I can technically easily get a job if I want to. But being an athlete is a choice. Like, you will regret if you don't take it at the early age. Like for me now, I'm 28 years old. I don't want down 10 years time, I would say, I should have taken the opportunity, go and compete this, compete that. So, and at 40 and 50 years old, your physical capability is not the same as 20s. So why not make full use of what you have at that point of time and achieve the most? So don't think about the money first, only until when you have problem with your 3 meals and problem with getting a shelter, then you have to find a way to fix it. But when you are able to have that basic human requirement or human rights, then only you put in whatever effort, whatever resources you have into gaining the experience. Like throughout my life, I'm trying to gain as much experience as possible through traveling for competitions and meeting people, and then I can bring out the best into Malaysia. Like, you learn all the best thing over all the trips that you make. That's the reason why I founded Malaysia Tower Running Association. So this association, the main purpose for this association is to promote the sport. Hopefully the whole Malaysia will know about tower running sport, and hopefully one day it will become a everyday sport. Like, people know about it, a mainstream sport like badminton. Everyone knows badminton in Malaysia. So now I want everyone to know tower running. And the next thing I do is to for the association purpose, we also want to regulate the rules, the safety, the guidelines for all the tower running events. So we are registered with Commissioner of Sports. So 9 of us, we are passionate tower runner. We founded this. I'm the founder, I'm the president last time. Now I'm the vice president. So we look after the sport in Malaysia. Whenever there's a competition, that particular organizer have to come to us and ask us to go and see the staircase, to inspect, so that we can provide whatever expertise we have. I've been to 31 countries around the world to take part in all these competitions, so I know the best practices that they use. So in Taipei, in Shanghai, they made up to 5,000 participants for one particular event. How they do it, so I implement their method into Malaysia. So every building have a different set of stairs. So we have to come in and measure the steps, the course profile, how tall is the step height, step depth, step width, handrail height. All this technicality we need to know, and how fast we evacuate the participant coming down from the top to bottom. So we do calculation. We know exactly how big the space at the top, how many people can they fit. For example, the finishing line must have a capacity of up to 50 people. So at one point when people finish up there, and then they have to take the lift and go back down to the ground floor where there's more space. So we don't want people stuck up there like a sardine. We want them to clear out. So for the safety, we don't want the staircase jam-packed with people. So we will make sure how many participants in the staircase at one point.
Well, that's a lot of science behind it.
We measure the time taken from the lift, from the top to the bottom, how fast it takes. So to see how fast to see how big the scale we can do for these events.
Wow.
Yeah, so all these are science. I mean, I learned from sports science, and I learned through my experience being able to travel for competitions. So I made a lot of all these trips. I know it is gonna worth it.
Wow.
And when you are into something you do, your industry, your field, when you are the expert, and when you are doing it for a good cause, in the end of the day, you commit back to the community. You share your experience with them. People will support your cause, and then people will come in and sponsor you. So I believe to be an athlete, it's not just depends on the prize money. Most of my competitions, they have no prize money, especially in the US. Even though they are famous competition, but there's no cash prize. Even though I have to pay to take part. Yeah, it's like $300, $100. Yeah, so that is pretty expensive. And plus the trip, I have to travel all the way there. And you know US currency to Malaysia, how much is the difference?
Okay.
So most of the time, I have to spend a lot. But I'm willing to spend because I want to learn. I want to see every different kind of cities, meet different kind of people, and gain experience, and then share. So then, and be the inspiration to the youngster in Malaysia to see that being an athlete, it can be done. It's not like my parents. I mean, I came from a traditional family. My dad being a taxi driver. I got 3 other siblings. I'm the youngest at home. So 3 of them, they are into academic. Like my father said, academic always comes first, sports second. So that's what the culture, that's what the spirit, that's what the thought from my parents. So that, and we all know being an athlete in Malaysia is very hard unless you are into badminton or football and you're doing very well. Then you got payment every week or maybe every month, depends on the sport. For tower running, it's like, no way, man. All my friends around me, they say, no, Wai Ching, you're not gonna make it. That's gonna cost you a lot. Like if you don't work now, you don't have your retirement fund, and then you don't own any asset, you don't have a car, you don't have a house. They keep telling me all this kind of thing. I say like, no, let me prove it to you. It can be done.
It can be done.
It can be done. Always when you want to do something, there's always a way.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah, there's a will, there's a way. So you just have to find a way. Keep on trying. Always have the faith. Like so important to have faith. A lot of people they don't have that faith. They always believe that they always listen to the others. They always listen to their parents. They always listen to what the community say. You have to work 9 to 5. That's the only way. No. I will try that the other way. I will go for the extraordinary way.
So will you always like your goal, your ambition is to become an athlete since young?
No, not really. I'm a chess player last time. I like to play chess. At one point, I always want to be a grandmaster in that kind of level. So I'm into the thing lah. When I'm into one thing, I will really make full use of it to see how far I can go.
When you say chess player, you mean the Western chess or the Chinese?
Both. I can play both.
Wow.
So at one point, I'm really obsessed with chess. I spend like a few hours every day playing chess. So during my secondary school time, I play the most. So I play with my friends. Like in the year, we can play up to 1,000 over games. Like average one day, at least 3 games. So we play a lot. Took part in competitions as well. In Tian Ho Kong, Tian Ho Temple, they have a competition. So I took part in that. I got 5th place. Then in Form 6 also I played chess. Then after graduate from secondary school, no one played chess with me. So then my sister brought me into running. So I went explore running, like road running. So then I got addicted to running as well. Then eventually into tower running. At one point, I want to break Malaysia record for 5,000 meter, 10,000 meter runs. Like 5,000 at 14 minutes, 10,000 at 29 minutes. But that is the best that Malaysia can do. In order to qualify for world level, I mean, I'm always thinking of myself challenging the whole world rather than challenging all the Malaysians. Being a Malaysia record holder is not as good. I mean, to me, it's not as proud as being a world record holder. So I see myself, I belong to the world. It's not Malaysia. So I always want to challenge the best of the best. I have a dream to be the greatest of all time, being the GOAT into one thing you do. So I have two choices. Back in 2017, when I got into tower running, I asked my senior and I asked myself, should I focus in tower running or running? As a sports scientist, I went and do a lot of calculation. I went and do research. I did a lot of lab testing. In UM, we have lab. We do the running on the treadmill wearing a mask to tie with a mask to measure your maximum oxygen usage. We call it VO2 max. how much oxygen your body can use to convert to energy. It's like your horsepower, or it's like your efficiency.
That is really science. Okay.
Yeah, very science. So then from that test, I always volunteer myself to be the lab rat because I want to know more about myself from science. I always believe in science. Then I know my physical capability. I got 76 milliliter of oxygen per minute per kg of my body weight. I can use that figure. That 76 convert to a 10K time of 29 minutes and 5K time of 14 minutes. So at that point of time, I know myself, my physical capability, I can actually break Malaysia record if I want. If I really fully into that, I have to train overseas, train on altitude, train with a huge group of runners together, eat, sleep, train, repeat everything, then I can hit that. That's my full potential. Because over time, you improve your VO2 max, but that is the best so far at that point of time. So I see myself, I can go until represent Malaysia because I break Malaysia record. But the thing is, in order to qualify to Olympics for 5,000 meter, 10,000 meter, the Olympic standard is way higher than our Malaysia record. To qualify for Olympic into Olympic for 5,000 meter, which is a 5 kilometer run, you need to run below 13:20. Malaysia best is only 14:08. So it's not possible. It's impossible for my physical capability to reach Olympic standard. So I can either be a jago kampong in running, or a world #1 in tower running. So why not go for tower running? Based on my calculation, I see myself I can still improve. I have no idea how much I can go. I see myself, I got lots of potential to explore in tower running because I just got into it only 1 year at that point of time. More years to come with all this training, altitude training, nutritional stuff, specific customized training program, you can definitely go far. So then I got into tower running. Yeah.
Wow.
Because the whole objective for me is to be the best in the world, then the best in the country.
You are very goal-oriented, focused.
Yeah, you have to have a clear goal, and your goal has to be very, very huge until you see it almost impossible.
But it's possible.
But it's possible.
Almost impossible, but it's possible.
Yeah. It's huge until everyone around you say it's impossible. But you see it, it's possible. Why not? Let's try and do it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, lots of all these kind of inspiration stories to share. Yeah, I've been through a lot.
Is there any low point during your journey?
Point. Yes.
That you came to a breaking point that you almost gave up?
Yes, this year.
This year?
This year, February, mid-February.
What happened?
No, actually mid-March, I think. Mid-March. So, I was sponsored by Turkish Airlines, TND. Then, they are my sponsor from last year. They sponsor my flights. They sponsor my monetary support for expenses and all that. So, back early this year, last year when I came back to Malaysia in December after all the competitions, I have a off season for a month, and also celebrate Chinese New Year with family, spend time with family after 5 months abroad. So then I came back, trying to contact my sponsor to talk to them, to set up a meeting with them, to see if they want to support me again for this year. Try so many times, schedule appointment with them, but couldn't make it. I'm not the priority to them. And Turkish Airlines, they told me earlier, they said that they only sponsor me this year. What they want next year is to generate sales for them. And I'm always a lone ranger. So therefore, I couldn't generate funds for them. I'm not having a team with me travel for competitions. So it's like they sponsor me or another strong athlete. Others have to pay maybe at a discounted rate. So because they want to gain the sales, airline industry are not doing good as well. Earlier. Then for TND wise, talking a lot. We chat, we emails back and forth, try to get a meet up, couldn't meet them. And then at one point they just sent me an email. They say, "Oh, Wai Ching, sorry to say we are not able to sponsor you." So at that point of time, I always believed that TMB was my backbone. Like they support me a lot because previously I deal with the CEO. The CEO see my potential in the sport, seeing me that I can bring a lot of success to Malaysia, and seeing me to sort of share my journey with the being able to inspire lots of youngsters to chase their dream. So, but the CEO, they changed the CEO. The CEO went to KWSP, and then the general manager also retired. So none of the key men in CEO, they are like with me. So it's a bit hard for me to continue that journey. In the end, I got dropped out from TMB. Like early this year, they gave me the t-shirts, the pants, everything with TMB logo with my name there. So I thought they will continue to support me at least for another year. But the thing is, they just dropped me like that, and with the reason saying they signed a contract with Malaysia Hockey League. They want to support hockey sport. It's a long-term project, like a 4 years project to prepare our national team to Olympic for Paris 2024.
Okay.
So then they say they don't have budget. I was like, okay, fine. Then right down that time, I already borrowed money from my friends for 20K for me to use to travel to US for competitions, and all that thing cost a lot, especially the flights.
Yes.
And also I don't have the sponsorship for the flights at that point of time, so I have to purchase my own flight ticket. So I took a lot of all these flights with transit. That's the cheapest way I can get. Yeah, I took the cheapest option always. Yeah, then at the point of time, I questioned myself. I was world number 2 at that point of time. I was like, so soon to be world number 1. That's my goal. I set myself 3 years time. I have to achieve world number 1. So that will be my 5th year. This year was my 5th year. So I was like, so close to world number 1. But then all my sponsorship dumped me. I was like,
so close yet so far.
Yeah, so close yet so far. It's like my bank account is like 0. So I borrow money from my siblings, friends. So then almost want to give up because the expenses in Dubai is so high, all the rental and the food. So it's not that easy being able to continue the journey and keep on trying out, asking friends for help, and eventually the reason why I'm able to come back is because I have my own purpose in life. I wrote it down. My purpose in life is to dream big, believe it, have faith, and then plan it out, execute it. So that's my kind of quotes in life. So I want to do that. And I look back on all the achievement I've done. So I broke a Guinness World Record. I broke 3 Malaysia Book Records, and I becoming the first Asian winner for the Empire State Building run-up. I was all over the internet, all over the news around the world. So maybe just one more. I have to keep on trying out. So I believe that the more you try, the probability to get success is higher. Yeah, like I work as a promoter back in my secondary school time. Every time during the weekend, I spend 8-9 hours in the shopping mall, sell Colgate, sell Kit Kat, and all that kind of stuff, promote the products. So my principle in life is like 10 customers come to me, I approach all 10. I believe 1 people will buy. Yeah, the more you try, the success rate is higher. No matter what, all the things you do. You try 1,000 times, you contact, I don't know, whoever you want to contact to, get their collaboration or help. You contact 1,000 people from the bank. 1,000, sure, one of the bank will support you. One of the bank will help you out. Yeah, so the same principle I do in the sport. I keep trying. I knock a lot of sponsorship. I try. I knock the door. I wrote to 100 over companies in Malaysia, banks, telco, developer, oil and gas, whatever thing you can think of. I tried. I went to their website. I looked at their contact us. I emailed them with the proposal, with my profile. So I believe one will come back. So then also I got a list of all the journalists, reporters that I have throughout the year. I compete. I know them. I met them in the competition. I go and approach them. I talk to them, get their contact down. So they know me being a lone ranger, being a manager, being a athlete, being a coach, being a PR. Whatever things I do it all for myself, and I plan it all for myself. So they know me being a hardworking guy and into this tower running sport. They help me out. So whenever after a competition, I do a self-recording. What's my race experience? What are the questions? More or less the same question. I tell my feeling, how I do, what's my ranking, what's my time, whether I break the course record, what's my feeling, and then what is the stairs, how many floor, how many steps, how high the elevation gain. So all this information, I wrote a description and I sent it to all this media.
Wow.
So then they will cover my news. So that's how I gain publicity. I always believe that in sport, you shouldn't aim for prize money, but aim for sponsorship. Sponsorship is a big thing. Prize money will never last you forever. Because in the end of the day, you might not be able to compete when you are 50, 60. Sponsorship will be there. You see, example like Cristiano Ronaldo, example like Roger Federer, Lee Chong Wei. Your next tie the whole life sponsorship because he is a legend. He is the figure for the sport representing Yonex. So everyone see him as a living legend. So he being able to inspire a whole generation to take up badminton. So I want to be like him. I want to be father of tower running. I want to be known as father of tower running. Like, you know, Apple, Steve Jobs, you know, Microsoft, Bill Gates. I want tower running, Wai Ching. I want one day when I pass away on my grave, they will say father of tower running on the tombstone. So people will know tower running because of Wai Ching. Everyone know about tower running in Malaysia.
Okay.
So being the pioneer, I see myself, I have to build many more Wai Ching. I see Lee Chong Wei as an example, but where's the next Lee Chong Wei? We are keep searching for that. You see, recently Malaysia Open, none of the Malaysia team made it to the final. So what's happening? They have so much budget, sponsorship. What happened to the younger generation? So I see myself, I don't want to take the step like him. I mean, I know he put in lots of effort on becoming world number one, whole world number one title for 9 years. But what's next? He can do even more if he wants. So, I mean, I'm not sure. I am not like him. I don't know how much he's been through. But I see myself being a tower runner, world number one right now. There's no other top athlete in Malaysia picking up to be like me. I have to build a team. I have to build a sport. I have to make this sport popular so everyone knows about it. And the more people come and take part in the competition, more opportunity I can pick, like more talent I can pick up. And I can guide them, I can coach them. I'm willing to spend my time. I'm willing to share all my secrets, all my training log. I can share with them. Make sure you all do it and beat me. I hope you guys beat me. So then it will be a progress for the sport. I always tell all my athletes, beat me if you can. Please challenge me so that the sport will have a progress. Now I'm being the top in the sport. It's not like I want to maintain world number one. I wish to maintain world number one forever. But there's always someone better than you from time to time. Usain Bolt being now the fastest sprinter, someone will beat him eventually. The records are meant to break.
Yes.
I want to set the bar very high. So someone beat me. And to me, at this point of time, I'm like 70% of my maximum capacity, my potential. I see myself can gain another 30% because I'm now 28 years old. I still got like at least 5 years, 10 years to progress my performance. But right now I have a lot of responsibility. I need to take care of, I need to look for sponsorship. I need to build my athlete. I need to build the sport. I'm involved in the association of promoting the sport. So a lot of meetings, a lot of appointments I have to meet. Sometimes I have to sacrifice my training. So if I'm able to fully into training like Lee Chong Wei, there's an association taking care of me. Everyone, they plan for my, there's a coach looking after me. They plan all my training. I can just fully into training, fully into climbing stairs every day. That's the thing I wish to do. But I see it's kind of hard for me to do it because I have the responsibility at the same time to build the sport. Yeah, so then I hope the more I do in the end, like maybe in 2 years' time, I'm able to focus fully into the sport. I want to see what is my full potential. There are more records to break. I want to attempt many more Guinness World Records. I want to challenge the human limit on how fast human can actually climb up the stairs. So things like that I want to do, but too bad, with great power comes great responsibility.
You got the spider!
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Are you afraid that I'm going to turn into some kind of criminal?
Being at here, I don't want to sort of just being world number one, and then you don't see the next thing. Being world number one is so lonely. Like no one, being world number one, the others will challenge you, will look up at you as the standard, as the bar to hit. But to be honest, our performance these 10 years as a tower runner, I went and researched about the previous 10-year tower runner. Our achievement compared to them, we are still one level behind. We are not beating the previous batch of tower runner. Let's say the Empire State Building run up. The course record 9 minutes 33 seconds. My best time 10:46. I'm 1 minute 13 seconds behind. So I want to break that course record. So there's still room for me to improve because we haven't reached the capacity. We haven't reached the full capability on breaking that record. So I see myself, I still got the chance to break the record. None of the athletes now, they say it's possible to break his record. I say it's possible, let me do it. If you guys think it's not possible, but watch me. I will show it out. Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to take up the challenge. If all of us say no, it's not possible, then how are we gonna see the next progress for the sport? Eventually someone from somewhere have to come out and beat the record. Then only you see the progress. So tower running, in other words, what I like the most is they are racing up against the universal unit, which is time. Time is fixed, like 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, it never wrong. It's not like playing badminton, playing squash, playing tennis. You play with the opponent. If the opponent not having a good day, you win. If you're not having a good day, the opponent win. But if you have a really great day, the opponent not having a good day, and you win. So it's like you playing against someone whereby you get to compete with others. There's no universal unit to follow. So running is the best thing. I mean, doing all this sport, there is always a time as the fixed unit for us to compete against. So to see how much human evolution, to see how fast we can actually climb up eventually.
I see.
Yeah, so badminton, you can see how intense it is, how tough, how technical it is, but where to compare? How you gonna compare Lee Chong Wei previously and Victor Axelsen now? Because at every different point of time, they are at different fitness level. I hope I can see Victor now, the best shape that he is now, compared with Lee Chong Wei 10 years ago. I want to see what's the difference. But we never know. We never know.
True.
So that's the thing. We have no idea how to see the breakthrough. So that's the thing I like about tower running sport, whereby it's all universal. It's all follow according to a unit, to a time. Yeah, like Usain Bolt, 9.58. Who can beat him? He already set the bar. Like if you want to compare with Usain Bolt, you beat his time. That's fair enough. Because that's his best. Now he's retired. If you want to race him, you might beat him. But it's no fun. His best time is that time. So you beat 9.58, that means you beat Usain Bolt. The whole world will know.
Okay, so this is would be our last question. So coming now, I mean, like, what is your next plan or goal?
To date, Malaysia now is world number 9. The first one, Germany team. For men, I'm world number 1. For the next one, Justin, I think is around 40 over or 50 over rank in the world. For the female, our best female, I think is around 10-ish ranking, 10 to 20, like top 20. So not bad.
Not
I mean,
bad.
we want to build a strong team. And in 2027, there will be this SEA Games hosted by Malaysia. Malaysia got the right to host SEA Games. So we are in discussion with this Ministry of Youth and Sport, hopefully to get tower running sport into SEA Games, and we dominate all the medals like gold, silver, bronze. We have to secure all 3. That's the next mission, like 5 years time. So it's just nice for me to plan it out. Other than that, we have the rights to host Asia Oceania Championship, which is the largest international tower running event in these 3 years, because there's no World Championship recently. They postponed it. So we got the rights. We are from Malaysia Tower Running Association. We plan to host it in the Petronas Twin Tower or the Exchange 106 for this year, maybe in October or November. We are still having discussion with the ministry, hope to get their support, and they will link us to the Petronas Twin Tower to get the permission for us to host it there. Then this event will be like a largest event. We can invite all the overseas runners to come into Malaysia to boost the tourism sector and also the sport. So that's a big plan for us as an association. And for me, my personal objective or my goals in life is to see one day tower running sport in Olympics. Yeah, maybe 2032 Brisbane or 2036, because 2024 is Paris, is too late already. 2028 LA, Los Angeles. So at one point I was in LA. I tried to go and knock the door of this Olympic Council in LA, trying to talk to them, hey, why not get tower running sport into this sport? But it's a bit hard because the Americans are not that good in climbing up the stairs. So it's not a strength, it's not a thing for them to put it in, because no option, no advantage for them. But SEA Games, yes. So start from SEA Games, Asian Games, Commonwealth Games, then eventually Olympics. So I hope to see it when I'm still alive.
It will happen. I mean, like, you see skateboard, they are already in the Olympic Games.
Even breakdancing in Olympic, in 2024 Paris. So it's always a possibility. And I hope by that time, if the Olympics have tower running sport, got the tower running sport, I will be able to take part and hopefully can bring the gold medal. I mean, I will bring the gold medal if the sport manage to get into the Olympic. Yeah, if Malaysia get the opportunity to host SEA Games, maybe 2036, together with other countries like Singapore or Thailand, join together to host the Olympics, then I think gold medal is possible. High chance. Wow. If I'm still there. like 10 years or 20 years down the time. But I still hope I get to see the sport into Olympic. Yeah, that's the biggest mission for the association. And what else? Oh, another thing to share. Now I'm back in Malaysia from Dubai. I'm gonna base in Malaysia. More opportunity right now. More corporate, more companies, they see about the potential of the sports. So I hope more companies, more big corporates will see the potential on it and to support sports, support tower running. And hopefully we got to see this, to have more competition in Malaysia. All these tall buildings, especially the Merdeka 118, they already contacted us to have competition to do it in conjunction with their launching next year.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah, so waiting for them to get the CCC, the Certificate of Compliance, and the CCC. So then we were able to host a big event there at this, maybe hopefully World Championship in 2 years, 3 years time. Yeah, most of the thing, I think, I want to also inspire the younger generation to continue to do best in the field they venture in, or being an entrepreneur. Always put in the effort and to give your best at that point of time. I mean, like right now,
like the last 10 flights of stairs.
Yeah, like right now, with what resources you have, you just make full use of it and do it. Don't wait for later years. Oh, I can do it later maybe. Yeah, but do it now and keep trying. Don't give up, because life is short. I mean, we don't want to live a life full of regrets. And one more story to share is like, if right now I walk up the street, a car just hit me, I can tell the whole world that I live no regrets. Like, I did what I could. So I hope you will do the same. With what you have right now, you do it. Yeah, don't wait for later. I'll do it later. Eventually, you will forget to do it, and then nothing happened. Also, share your goals with others, with your close friends, with your family, with your best friend. Tell the whole world your goals. So then you will have no way back, and you will do it, no matter what.
Because you already put the words out.
Yeah, like I posted on my social media, telling everyone that I'm coming here, I'm gonna break this course record. Even though if it's not happening, I will keep on coming back and try. It's never end. You got a lot of chance to try. But when you put in the effort and you believe that it's possible. Rather than you don't tell and you achieve it and then you tell the public, yeah, I've been planning a long time for this. Only after you achieve it. So the story, the impact is not high. It's not strong enough to inspire the younger generation. That's what I believe. People say empty can make the most noise. But to me, being an empty can, you should keep on hitting the wall, keep on trying, hitting until you make the most noise and you achieve it. Then only the impact is real. Yeah.
Thank you, Wai Ching, for so inspiring sharing, so
Thank you.
inspiring. Thank you.
很多人，我的朋友讲，我美国的那个 Malaysian， 他带我去见很多人。Wai Ching， 你的 story 我都可以背了，他听了很多次吗？
今天有会背了吗？
差不多。他听过很多次了。